Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/slash Tales from Tech Support. In today's episode, he said it was okay. Where is the router? You need to come here immediately, I have a very important meeting to join. All the printers are down. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. He said it was okay. Years ago, around say 2003-ish, I worked for a small mom and pop shop that sold, supported, and repaired PCs. We were in a rather sketchy part of the neighborhood, so you never knew what would come your way. There was myself, who did both sales and repairs, two other techs, a salesperson, and the boss. Oh, and the boss wife, who handled all the admin tasks. An older lady came in one day with a beige box, which had an old ECS mainboard, the kind with integrated everything, and with nearly all the caps swelling or burst open. Amazingly, this PC still ran. It was running Windows 2000. Myself and one of the other techs talked with her, and suggested she not invest any money into the computer as it wasn't practical. She decides that it's time to move on, and asks us to recycle it for her. No problem. Now, my co-worker, same one who spoke with the lady, is looking over this PC. This ain't that bad a PC, put Windows Server on there, and it's be great. I mention that I guess it would work as a server, but don't really say anything other than agree to his sentiment. So my co-worker decides at the end of the day, he's taking it home. Now, for those of you who have been in the business long enough, once you get rid of something, you inevitably will need it sooner or later. This story is no different. The next day I come into work, the tech who took the PC home is off that day. Guess who visits the service counter? The lady from the previous day. Only, she's changed her mind about recycling the PC. She'd like it back. My heart literally stops, and I get a cold sweat. Those of you in the business, again, you know this feeling all too well. I excuse myself while I see about getting the PC, and head to the management area where the boss wife is. I say to her, we have a problem, and I'm not sure how to handle this. I explain that a customer decided to recycle a PC the other day, and tech number one took it home. Now, this lady is back, and she's changed her mind. I get to stand there while she calls tech number one, and she basically asks him what right he has to do what he did. Apparently, he claimed that I said it would be okay. She retorts with, oh, so tech number 3 is the go-to guy for this? She ends her call, accompanied me to the counter, and has to explain to the customer that her PC is not there, along with the reason. The customer didn't understand why tech number 1 would take the PC, but was willing to wait for it to be returned. Tech number 2, myself and boss wife have a brief conversation about things, at which point she hopes when the PC is returned, it better be broken just the way it was. Tech number 2 talks with me about the situation and guarantees me that tech number 1 won't be fired, because he knows too much about how the tills and network operate. But he is just as upset about the situation as we once again have to play cleanup. I can't recall if it was that same day or the next, but the PC was returned. However, it was brought in by tech number 1's brother. That's right, tech number 1 didn't bring it, and also didn't show up for work cause he was homesick. Tech number 2 and myself boot up the PC to find it's been erased, and a fresh install of Windows 2000 Server has been installed. Oh joy! So at this point, we have to rummage around and find a copy of Windows 2000 that we can put back on this PC, because we need to get it back to the point where it left. Now, because this is an ECS board and ECS didn't exactly have the best support, getting the drivers took a while. After all, Windows 2000 wasn't a mainstream OS anymore, not for 3 years now. I remember tech number 2 cursing the entire time he was fixing the PC. Finally, the lady came and picked up the PC, and of course, we apologized for the situation. True to his prediction, tech number 1 was not fired. I got to enjoy working with him for many years. This was the start of me learning many lessons the hard way, although, mostly, I was caught in the middle. I have at least one other big story about working for this company, but that will be another post, another day. Where is the router? A general officer calls in for urgent tech support. He has a conference call with other senior leaders in 45 minutes and he's unable to connect to the internet. Initial attempts are made at diagnosing the problem remotely, however, he insists a technician be sent over right away. Since he's got stars, he gets what he wants, a technician is dispatched. Tech arrives at residence, immediately notices there is no connection to the computer. Tech asks the general where the router is. General is a bit confused. Tech explains the router is the box that connects to the internet. General says it's in the living room. Tech and General go into living room. The router is not where it's supposed to be. Tech asks the general where is the router. The general is unsure, says maybe his wife knows. He has to call the wife as she's not present. General is calling the wife. Wife answers, honey, did you move the box the internet comes in? The wife responds. The general thanks his wife for the information, opens up a drawer and pulls out the router. The wife unplugged the router because the blinking light was disturbing her TV watching experience earlier in the day. The tech plugged in the router and the general had internet connection and was able to join his call on time. The tech, thinking ahead, taped over the lights and told the general he covered the lights with tape, but if he ever has an issue, remember to take off the tape so they can help diagnose the problem. You need to come here immediately, I have a very important meeting to join. So, early Tuesday morning, I'm sitting with a few workmates who are in remote in our daily stand-up. Before the actual stand-up, suddenly I get bombarded with Teams messages by a user, urging me to come upstairs to check on her computer because it was acting up again. I told her I will be there in 15 minutes after my stand-up, but that will simply not do. She has a very important meeting to attend. I just sigh, excuse myself from my colleagues, drink the remainder of my coffee and head up. She's already standing at the doorway of her office, gesturing me to hurry up. None of the programs respond, everything is acting weird, nothing works. Me, have you tried restarting the laptop? No, I can't do that, it won't let me. I then tried to restart the computer and indeed, it was acting weird. Opening the start menu only immediately opened the search query, and then showed a constant space being input. At this point I look down and see her headset is resting on top of the spacebar of the external keyboard, which I remove. Me, hey look, your headset was resting against the spacebar. A look of mild panic settles in on her face, and she angrily explains that this cannot be the case as she just set them before I came over. I asked her to describe one of the issues she was having. When I opened Outlook it kept scrolling through the mails on its own. I asked her to open Outlook, and then I held down the spacebar, and to nobody's surprise the error she reported replicated. How that's weird, it does the same now. Trying her hardest to look surprised. Me, yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, whatever caused it, it's gone now. If you've got any other problems, let me know. As I left, she was opening Teams to join her extremely important meeting. It was her daily stand-up. All the printers are down. This happened earlier this morning. I'm a sysadmin at smallish company, about 120 users. Anywho, user comes up to me and says that all the printers are down. Based on my incredulous look, she expands and says she sent a job to 3 different printers and all 3 aren't printing, and that there are some errors displayed on all 3. I walk to the first one, the large color printer. Displaying a jam. Open the right panels, pull the stuck paper out, cancel the print job, and then do a test copy. The print job was like half a spreadsheet, clearly not intended for the size paper the printer was feeding. No issue. Walk to the second printer, it's awaiting input because it's trying to feed from the bypass tray, manual paper feed. Tap one of the other paper trays to force the printer to print on LTR size, it comes out, and it's half a spreadsheet. Sent to the printer by our user. Walk to the third printer, same story as the second. Go back to the user's desk, explain it was her print job that stopped up the 3 printers, and ask her what she's trying to do. Basically, she was trying to print a spreadsheet for her boss, but had no idea how to tinker with the print dialog in Excel to make it fit on a sheet of letter paper. Rather than come to me with that question though, she went straight to the printer is broken.